How's it going, everybody?
Hi.
Apparently, we're all going to stand here and stare at the greatness that is Bears and Gate. Nor Gate. What the hell is this netmc that I built?
I'm not sure.
This is what I was trying to do for being a on-off gate for my boiler. Basically, this would be like 90%. This would be about 50%. And when it was below 50% here, it would turn the boiler on. When it got above 50%, it would turn it off, which is the problem. I want it to not turn off until it gets to 90%. And so netmc thinks he knows of a way to make that happen, so he's going to now dick with my thing here and see if he can get it to work. And while he does that, I'm going to show you guys some of the other stuff we've been working on. We'll come back and see what he got to work. So we have an extruder again. This is our electrolyzer for getting lithium, because we've used the entire tungsten vein worth of lithium. Also gives us silicon, which we're going to need, and sodium. And then, if you can see it, hidden back there is my fermenter. Let me break this out here. There is my fermenter. It's got mulch in it, it's got fruit juice, and it's got biomass. And I have the apples coming in through this pipe to this extractor that outputs the mulch with a conveyor module, which Crazy needs to get us a conveyor module for the actual box up there so the apples will come in. But she's been working hard on other things at the moment. It automatically outputs the fruit juice through this pipe. It automatically outputs the mulch through the conveyor module through this pipe. And we will make a lot more mulch than what we need. So eventually I'll have to put a drawer on here to catch the excess. But for right now, that works fine. The upper pipe here, this one here, will be bringing in saplings from the farm, which we're in need of some more pipes. We have to get from there to here, and then that part will be done. And then it comes out of here via that pump. Excuse me. Which I need to set to import. And then that will come down here to the distillery. It'll go from biomass to ethanol. And then we need to get an actual tank built to store as a buffer. And what we're going to do with that is we are going to put it into this basic diesel generator. This is not meant to be this is not meant to create a large amount of power. This is just meant to give us a buffered amount of power to keep the big boiler from having to be turned on all the time. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to run this into probably a medium voltage battery box, which is going to be right there beside our other one somewhere. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to put it exactly, but that will keep the large boiler from having to be turned on all the time. Crazy's working on getting us 2 more centrifuges, so we can set back up our methane and glue production that we had before. And then when she does that, we will hook this basic gas turbine up with this basic diesel, and the two of them will fill probably this medium voltage battery buffer right here. And like I said, that'll be going into our main up there to keep it full as much as possible. So when we're only having to run these basic machines here, they'll basically run off of those, and then when we have to kick everything on or the EBF on, then the big bad boy will kick on and give us a good amount of power. Oh, Crazy made us an advanced centrifuge and a chemical bath. That way we can run Redstone or Cinnabar through here. A basic one would have done it, but I decided to be cheap and quick about it. And since we already had the medium voltage and low voltage transformer,
I tried to give that to Bear. He walked away.
Thank you. I figured it was easier just to stack them like that. This is eventually going to be our centrifuge for processing. So we're going to set it up with one of these two, probably this one, for the redstone and stuff. But for right now, that was just quick and easy because we need to get silver so we can finish up them pipes. Now, where in the hell did I need this conveyor module? Oh, I need it up here. I am going to need another one of these eventually. By the way, for anybody that didn't know, the fermenter is running off of Gregtech power. There's a transformer right there. See it right there? You can do EU to RF directly out of the wires. You cannot do it the other way without changing a config option, which we are not going to change because we don't want RF to be able to make EU, but we do want to be able to create RF from our EU so we don't have to have a bunch of RF motors and engines and stuff around. Just basically saves us from having to set up a bunch of forestry machines. Alright, so now we should be getting apples down into our extractor. And let's get rid of this jerk down here and head back inside. Hi, jerk. How are you today? Go away. And how's it coming, netmc?
I've got the basic RS latch set up.
Okay.
It's right here. If you look here, it will save state. So there's your input, and that side will stay lit until this side gets a signal, and then it will reset.
All right. Now, what about with that thing over there? It's going to have a full-time signal coming in. So is that going to work with this?
Yes, we'll need to put a pulse generator off this line at your 50% mark.
Mm-hmm.
So it will just pulse this side, and once it's pulsed, it will set their state, and it will stay set until it reaches the 90% and flips it the other way.
Okay. I'm so glad you were here to help with this because I suck. You need a comparator for the pulse?
Not sure.
The way I do it, you need a repeater and a comparator.
Then yes.
Okay. Let me make you one real quick. And by the way, I have a noble bee. No, I gotta go down there and do that. Don't let me forget. I have noble bees now.
Congrats.
I don't have any damn. I need 3 redstone torches, please. I don't have any freaking. What's the blue one between common cultivated? I don't have any cultivated. I skipped cultivated.
That sounds about the way you do it.
Which is about pissing me off because I want the cultivated so I can purify them, and I can't get a freaking cultivated. It's pissing me off. Yes, I know, because I don't purify my bees every time I get issues. Alright, so if I remember
We didn't see
correctly,
anything.
I need 2 pieces of redstone. I think is how this works. Alright, you ready? I'm gonna hit this and see if it works. Okay, how did I screw this up? This is backwards, ain't it? That's how I screwed it up. I can never remember which way these things go. Well, it's not that way. Am I supposed to be... Damn it, why can't I get a comparator to work today? I swear this is the way I normally do it. Redstone goes in. And it's supposed to... Oh, I gotta put that on 4 ticks if I remember correctly. Okay, now why is it staying on? Is it because of the NOR latch keeping it on?
Yes, it will stay.
Okay, so let me break
And
this for a second. Make sure I got the actual pulse thing. Okay, so there's your pulse.
Then, all right, go ahead and turn the. Actually, yeah, that one. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is going to simulate your 90%.
Okay.
Okay. So here's how we're going to test it.
Okay.
And now it's reset. So this is when it's at 50%. It will pulse.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to.
Can you hear them?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, I will be right back.
Okay, now why isn't the side staying lit?
I don't know. This is your thing, not mine. We technically shouldn't need the lever over there anymore, right?
Yeah, this is just test. Okay, so that will stay lit. Do you have another, let's see if this does it. So that should be off.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I guess the pulse wasn't long enough to trigger the RS latch.
Ah, okay. So which is this going to be my output that actually goes to the boiler here?
Yes, this will be your output that goes to the boiler.
Okay. Now you're going to help me after the video's over bury this under the boiler, right?
Sure. And we need one more repeater.
We have a repeater already at the boiler.
Okay, let's steal it.
We got to turn the boiler off before we steal it, though. We got to do a hard off on the boiler. Are you running anything right now that needs the boiler on, Crazy?
You're down to 700, so
Okay.
700,000. So you might want to just leave it on, steal it, and leave it on for a minute.
All right. Can you keep an eye on it?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. With everything else I am doing.
Well, I'm gonna try to keep an eye on it myself as well, but there's no guarantee with only one of us watching it that it's going to get shut off when it needs to. And it ain't going to blow up if it doesn't get shut off. It's just going to waste our charcoal, so
Okay.
there's no danger in it.
So here's how this should work.
Okay.
So this bottom lever is your 50% mark that it would turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it fills up and it would stay on, it will trigger your 90% and it should flip back off.
Okay.
And then as it comes back down, this will go off because it's no longer 90% full. And when it goes down below, this would stay off too. And basically, this will go off. The output here would have to be inverted. So when it's actually under 50, it would trigger.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to invert this. So while it's above 50, it would stay off. But then once it hit below 50, it would flip it and give it a signal.
So all you need to give me a redstone torch and we'll just switch this out. Wait a minute. We're going to have to move this back one, though, right? Because we're taking one of the redstone powers away and adding a torch. So we actually need to have the torch here.
Well, this is just...
So yeah, like that. So, alright. Let me get back over here so I can watch it all. And run it through its paces again. Let's make sure everything's working proper here. So we have no output to the boiler now. Now we do. And then when it hits...
Okay, so that would be on.
Yep.
And this is how it would be normally.
And then that will be off when it hits 90.
90. And then as it drops, it would come here. And then as this drops, and it's no longer 50%, it would hit here. And then that would turn it on.
Okay, that's cool.
So yeah, you're inverting the output here for the 50% trigger. And then you're taking the output directly at the 90%.
Okay. That looks like it'll work perfectly. Now if we can just get this buried underneath Crazy's farm without breaking any of her crops and destroying her farm and getting us both murdered.
Uh-huh.
We actually should be able to, I hope, get it underneath this floor right here. And then we won't have to mess with underneath her farm. And we also have the area underneath the tanks to play with too. Now before I forget, I'll show you what Crazy's been working on most of the day today. Other than making a few machines and the crap that...
A few machines? I've made like 6.
That's a few. She's made us a oxygen tank. She's made us a sulfuric acid tank. And then back here we have our hydrogen tank, which I can't say I agree with the placement of, but it's there. I'd have put it directly underneath this pipe. That way you use less pipes.
Yeah, but it's in line with the other one.
I understand that, but you could have put it in line with the oxygen one, and we'd have put something else in this spot. And it would have been almost directly underneath it.
No, it would have used the same amount of pipes.
It would have used one less pipe. It's more on this side of it than it is on this side. You ain't got to move it.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm just worried that we're going to have something crossing.
Crap.
Is what I'm worried. And we've got pipes up there we still have to get out, but Crazy's got to get one of them tricorders so I can tell if there's any oxygen in that pipe, or we got to make a whole bunch of steel to clear the pipes. Because I had an infinite loop up there when I piped it. And I think that's it for today. Unless Crazy can think of something. Oh, she got her precision laser engraver remade and her advanced cutting machine. We don't have it bringing the lubricant over yet from the brewing. She just uses the tank to take it when she needs it, but it only uses 1 liter every thing, so it doesn't get used up very quickly. So now she can use her basic circuit assembler again to make circuits.
Yeah.
And now she's throwing machines at me again. And those will be the 2 that I'm going to set up for our methane and our glue production. And oh, one last thing. I've somewhat automated this. It can't output the cells, or can't output the iron, but it will run a large amount of it. This is for our yellow limonite and brown limonite. This is how we're getting our hydrogen right now. Because we've agreed that we don't want to do oxygen and hydrogen from water because we don't have finite water on here. So we're actually using yellow limonite and brown limonite. Yeah, we agreed that in like 2 videos ago.
Uh-oh.
And because water is infinite, we're not going to just electrolyze water. And
no, I agree with you. I'm just...
We, between me and you, not between the other 2 players on the server. Just you and I agreed that...
I agree with you. I'm just being a pain in the butt.
Oh, that's not anything new. We do have water combs, though, so when we get to the point where I can make butt tons of water from bees, then I won't have as much issue with doing it. Because then we're still getting water out of something. I wouldn't even have a problem doing it out of the clay here, which we're actually avoiding. But we're going to have so much hydrogen out of this, it's not funny. So I'm not even worried about it. But anything else you got for us today, Crazy?
No, unless you want to hook those up.
Nah, I'll do that later because I got to decide where I'm going to put it and how I'm going to put it. Oh, she also got our HV disassembler made. And I think she said she's going to work on the 2 HV macerators today or tomorrow. So
yeah, that's a chore.
Yeah. But we're getting back to where we were. And I kind of like the way we've went with our production here. Once we get those 2 macerators, this glob of crap is going to change. Because we're going to automate our ore processing a bit once we get them.
See, and then you can use less pipes and move this over.
We'll see. I'm gonna put it further over this side just so it would have been over where I wanted it.
No.
Because you know that's what I do.
You're the one that went and took a nap, so you weren't here to say where you wanted the tank placed. So now you have to deal with it.
Yeah. I think we gotta turn that boiler off. We're getting way up there. Unless you're doing that stainless right now.
Are we?
Yeah, we're almost there. You want to do the stainless right now, or you want me to turn the boiler off?
Yeah, I gotta make stainless real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
That won't take but a split second.
I'll put my clothes back on because they're pretty close to full. So, have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye.